Okay, guys, today is Thanksgiving. I had the most awesome dream ever last night when I was waking up. It was amazing. I'm here alone, but my gosh, this was the best Thanksgiving Day present ever. Thank you, God. Or maybe this is from the devils. I don't know. But it's probably a gift from God. So I woke up on my couch. I sleep down here just because, I finish up on the computer, in the kitchen, bathroom's down here, and then I just lay on the couch with my dogs. There's no need to get the upstairs a mess too. I have a lot of that sectioned off and blocked off so the dogs don't ruin stuff that's upstairs on the way to the bedroom. So it would create a lot more problems for me in my life if I let the dogs roam freely upstairs. And if I slept up there, then they wouldn't be up there. They would be upset. They would be crying. So I would rather sleep on the couch with my dogs right now. I've got like tile I've peeled off the floor, and the bathroom is gross, and they can push into one of these bedrooms right now. So anyways, I woke up on my couch, and I have sheer curtains, which you guys know because it ruins my videos. Like, too much light comes in and ruins my videos. Well, the light was coming in through my sheer curtain, which one of them is right over my couch. So it was coming in, it was beautiful. And I woke up, and then my little Sarah girl was on me, and she was like, she barks and she runs around being all hyper. And then my big boy, he comes over and he puts his face like right in my face, and he licks my face. And then of course Miles, he's more polite, and he's right next to me on the ottoman. And then Reese, my big Saint Bernard, he climbs up, and then he lays on top of me. He's got his paws here, and he lays his head down. And then I get to cuddle like with the Saint Bernard as I wake up, remembering my dream. And then my little girl, she's on the side of the couch barking, and she gets jealous of the Saint Bernard when I love him. So she was like barking, not stopping. Anyways, they had completely messed up the ottoman and flipped part of it on the floor, and their food was empty, so they really needed me to get up and take care of them. But I had the most awesome dream ever. Now, the dream started off like, oh my gosh, I don't remember what happened before this. It was like some event, like in a king's court or something, I don't know. It was an event going on. And it was something with tons of people, like the whole town was there. I don't remember what this is. But then, at this point of the event, I think it was over. Now everybody is in these huge stadium seats. It's like for a football game or even larger, like just tons of seats. You know how in the center you have a performance or a person speaking, and then all the people in the seats. So there was this woman, and she was selling this food, and she was like a nice, normal girl. Like she looked like a nice, normal college student or something, maybe a little older. She had blonde hair. She was not fat. She was a little chunky. She had blonde hair, like a small nose, like cute features, and I'm saying this to give you a certain impression of a type of girl that I did notice in college. And she had a black tight dress on and a side slit, and the side slit like came all the way up to her belly button. And she kept moving it away, like she was trying to show off her body, but it was almost an accident too. And she didn't have underwear on, so she kept showing off her crotch. In the dream, she's like, oh, oops, and she's like, oh, oops, and she would pull it back. So it looked almost like an accident, but she didn't care, and it kept happening, how she kept showing off her crotch. And I don't know if this is some marketing technique to sell the food, to which I didn't care at all what she was doing. And anyways, the food that she had sold everyone were human hands. So everyone bought the human hands to eat, and we were eating the hands, and then I started, and they tasted kind of good at first, and then they started to taste really gross. They were yucky. And then I was trying to sell them and get my monies back and tell, here, buy these, they're great. And I didn't say that. I didn't say they were great or anything. But anyways, I started eating them, and then they were disgusting. And I didn't want them anymore, and then I was trying to sell them to get rid of them. But there was some event, something going on, that the entire town, like, I don't know if this was a town, like, it was just packed. There were people everywhere. So I think there was a lot more to my dream that I don't remember that was going on before we all gathered in the auditorium to eat this meal. It was presented by the cute woman who looked kind of like some college students do. And she was probably a little chunky because she was eating human hands. That's what I'm guessing. But she was like, oh, and I think it wasn't the way that she showed her body too. Like, she wasn't acting sexual or anything like that. She wasn't acting seductive. It would just keep showing. And I thought that this was trying to sell the human hands. That's probably why she was doing that, but it almost looked like it was an accident. So anyways, let's see. Now, the next part of the dream I remember. There might have been one other person with me. I don't remember if someone was with me or not. If they were, I feel like maybe someone was with me, but whoever it was not important. I was riding my bike down the sidewalk, and it was just like a summer's day type, it was nice weather. I was riding my bike, and then all of a sudden it starts to like come apart, and it falls apart. You know, like where the handlebar reaches the body of the bike, like just whatever connecting parts there came off, and the bike just completely fell apart. So then, no, I went into somebody's garage to try to repair this. And it didn't seem like it was wrong to go in their garage, but this is like some stranger. I have no idea who this is. And I was trying to find like a screwdriver or something to put my bike back together, because I didn't check it before I drove. I should have checked my bike before I drove, but I did not. And I was trying to fix it, and I don't know if I couldn't find the screwdriver, or it wasn't working. I saw like a shadow passing back and forth, so I could see the guy that lived. There was somebody in the house, and then like I called towards them, and they came in, and I don't know if my bike was fixed. But then I went into what I thought was a house with this man, who's like maybe his young 20s or something. He was really nice, and so he wasn't upset I was in the garage, and thought maybe if I met someone, that then my bike could be repaired. So we go through what I thought was a house to find this person to repair my bike. And it's like a huge warehouse. I'm getting like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory type vibes. But it almost looked like how Menards clothing racks are set up in some of their stores with clothing. I don't know. But it was like a huge store, a huge warehouse. And then they had, and I remember, they had huge pairs of jeans that were really long. They had really long pairs of pants hung up all around. And I thought this was weird, because I thought it was hard to find really long pairs of men's pants. So these men's pants were so tall they must be for giants. And like just this is a store full of pants for giant men. And then I don't remember if my bike was fixed. But I do remember now being in a different area, a different section of the dream. You see, I have to write this down because there's more I was going to forget. So, yeah, it was a nice man. He was, I don't want to say better, he was just like a nice, polite, like kind of taller, maybe 6'5", blonde man, just nice. And, you know, we were going to go get help to try to fix my bike, walk through a giant, massive warehouse, like a hidden store full of giant men's pants. Like, and when I say giant, I mean these must be for people like 10 foot tall. Anyways, then, next thing I remember, it was dark. And there's these tall tables that are kind of thin, like bars. They're very long tables, and I was sitting in it towards the end, and I was there with other men. We were all sitting together. I had the feeling like we were soldiers, like we had been to war together. And a lot of them were kind of ethnic, like I think that they were not Mexican, like because they spoke English, but Hispanic American or something. And like, it was fun. I remember I had to keep, like, I was bending and folding my clothes and adjusting it to get it to fit because it was too big. And then, of course, theirs fit just fine. And then I had the plate of food. And I had, like, this, it was like an oval-shaped plate of food, and it had a side, and then I had another section for some sauce. And then there were bigger plates, too. And I was so surprised and amazed that this plate of food, it actually fit on the table. Because, like, there's an idea that before, these plates didn't fit. And like the way that we were sitting, but this time we were all sitting staggered back and forth at this table, and my plate, it fit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it was like real surprising. And then I remember in the background, this man walked by, and this man, and then I remembered I had seen him before, but I had forgotten. And this man, I remembered, I think was possibly someone that God sent to me as an option for a God-ordained spouse. And I don't think I had ever seen this person in the real world. But I think I saw this person in my dream before, and I remembered that when I saw them. So it was me and these other guys sitting at the table. No one, like, I wasn't attracted to them. They weren't attracted to me like that. It was like we were soldiers together. And then in the background, about 10 feet behind, the guy walks by and he looks like this, and then he looks for a few seconds, and then he keeps walking. He's like the wolf. So this man is like a Native American man, and he has light skin, but it's a little brown, so it's like kind of, he's like a little tan, So he's a little darker than white, but he's not like that dark. And he had brown hair, and it was like this long, and it was straight. And he was kind of slender. I'd say he's probably about 5'10", 5'8", or something. And he walks in the background, looks at me, and then he keeps going like with the attitude of a wolf or something. And then he keeps walking. And I recognized this was probably not the main God-ordained spouse, but it was one that I think God had also sent. And the main one was not in this dream, so. But then this one walked past. And guys, this is just what I'm recognizing in my dream. Not that something has happened in real life. So then he just stands in the background, looks, and then continues walking calmly. And so then I'm at the table at the meal with these men, and I feel like we're buddies. And then the guy next to me, like, I don't know if he liked me a little bit or not. Probably not. Maybe a little bit. But he had his girlfriend there. And they were kind of like bickering a little bit and then having fun. And I said something like, I told him, you need to make a choice. Like telling him to hurry up and decide to be in a relationship or stay with her and stop stringing her along. So I wasn't like grilling. Basically, like they bickered a little bit. They had some fun, and then they left. And I said something at some point, like, make a choice, like choose to be with her or not, because there was a feeling like they were on off. I wasn't nagging them or anything. So I was like trying to get them to hurry up and just be together and stop messing around. And so they had left. And yeah. Then, guys, this is cool. There's another cool part. And, like, I might be putting some things in the wrong order just because it's so hard to remember all this. And then, it was, like, nighttime, and it was pitch black. There was no, like, starlight or anything coming through the window. And I was, like, downstairs at a nice, kind of fancy, normal, middle America-style house made in the 2000s-ish. Like, that type of house. It was nice, comfortable, with carpet, AC, that type of house. Where, all of them pretty much look the same, have the builder's qualities material. I was in the bottom level, which was under the ground, but was finished. And then so I was down there. It was kind of like an idea of a cot, but no, it was a real bed, and it seemed slightly smaller than a twin. And then there was a bathroom right next to it with the light on. So it was like a twin-size bed, and me and my daughter were in this bed. So this is my youngest daughter, who is a narcissist. But in this dream, she was not a narcissist. So it was kind of like, it was like a sleepover, okay? This isn't any gross stuff. This isn't any pedo thing, so don't be getting your mind in the wrong place. But, like, we were having fun and talking, and, like, the bed, I felt like it was slightly more narrow than a twin bed. But it was, like, me and my youngest daughter right next to each other, and she's almost 18. And we were talking, and I was going to ask her how her father was doing, my ex-narc, but I didn't. And then there was, like, some stick figure or some image, and I was trying to get her to figure something out, like, oh, you could make this. I don't know if it was something that you could make out of clay or pieces, where if you put this here, that could be an umbrella, or you could make a skirt, or I don't know. I don't think that was really important, where I saw an image or a model or something, but I was just telling her what she could do, and then she was looking at it. I think it was just an activity that we were just together, and we were having fun, and we weren't arguing, and no one was trying to harm the other. And then I think she went up to go to the bathroom. It was just right. It was like a couple feet away. But yeah, we were just like having a sleepover in pajamas. Probably we were in pajamas in this bed together. And it was like just a nice mother-daughter relationship. And she wasn't being evil or anything. And, oh, I think that me and her went to this event. So before, okay. See, now I didn't write it down because I ran out of space. I think before we were sleeping, we were like just talking and stuff before we fell asleep. I think before then we were at like an event with Native Americans. So after we went to this meal with the she was not at the meal with the Hispanics. That was me and the other men. I felt like we were soldiers together. Okay. After that, I was like a Native American type party or something. Or it wasn't really like a party. Just like we were all sitting together and it was dark. And there were Native American activities or games that we were playing. And I have a feeling maybe my daughter was there and we left after this to go to sleep. and there was like, I remember like maybe it used light and images, but they had these side-scrolling games, and we'd be playing them, and the other people would be playing them, and we'd be trying to win. But there was these different Native American games we were playing. So and I was there too. I have some. I'm like probably a fourth. I'm not like Native American really. I'm just like some. But like for some reason I was with these completely Native American people, and we were playing the games. I think my daughter was there too, and I think I like won some. I don't know. It wasn't the point of who won the game. It was that I was there with them interacting, and maybe this is where that man was probably in there somewhere, and maybe that's why I was there. That man that walked in the background. So he just reminded me of a wolf, the way that he stopped and looked, and he was serious, and then he just calmly and slowly walked past. I had the feeling that that was a second choice that God had sent me. And so then I was at this event, and we were like playing they were like authentic, like the real Native American type games that were like side-scrolling. They used light, and you did something to try to make it through, or whoever did it first. But it was fun. It wasn't really we weren't like really competing. It was just something fun for people to do while they were sitting together and they could talk. And I had a feeling this man was in this event somewhere. And so when I was with my daughter, I felt like I was going to mention this to her, and I was going to ask her how her father was doing, and I didn't. I was kind of curious. I wanted to ask her. I didn't. And I think I mentioned I don't know, but I think I mentioned the man to her. I don't remember mentioning him to her, but it was more likely I mentioned him to her than I asked her about her father. And then I woke up and I had a St. Bernard on my lap. So that was my really cool dream. And I am not ruining any future God-ordained spouse thing, because this man that was in my dream, I did not see the primary one. I got an idea he was a second choice. And this is somebody that I had only seen in the dream. I've not seen in the real world, so it's possible they could look completely different. I don't think I'm ruining anything. And it might not even be important what they look like at all. But it sure was weird being in this huge stadium with like millions of people, and we all ordered human hands to eat. And then like they kind of tasted good at first because we were really hungry, and then it was yucky. But then there was like some whole event that went on before this. And I can't remember what happened, because the human hands, like, there was just like a big trough, and then there was just like a whole bunch of these hands tossed together, because everyone was eating them. It was like a car-sized area that was just these hands all tossed in, and everyone was eating out. This is what I'm talking about. So there was something going on that was important before this, and I can't remember it. So. I hope you guys like my Thanksgiving dream. And if I did get stuck with that Native American man in my dreams, I wouldn't complain, because he was pretty cute. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.